This episode is brought to you by John Blake Sales Breakthrough Solutions, helping you to at least double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 150, and today we're going to talk about the things that you can and can't control in a sales conversation. So I think this is going to be really beneficial to you. I think it will provide you with some peace of mind that you could possibly be in need of in your conversations with clients. But before we do that, if you've got leads in your proposals sent column and you want to convert more of those leads into paying clients, I want you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com. I've got something there for you that I think is going to be really, really valuable for you. What it is the exact process that I go through with clients when they first start with me. And it's designed to convert as many of those outstanding quotes that you've got in that proposal sent column in your CRM into paying clients. What you'll get is a 15-minute audio that walks you through the exact steps that you need to do. I haven't held anything back. This is exactly what to do to double the sales that you are currently getting with the existing lead flow that you've got. What we know is that about half of salespeople don't follow up with a client once they've actually made an offer to them, if that particular client didn't convert in that initial conversation. And this is a structured approach over 90 days, exactly when to call, exactly what to say when you talk to people on the phone, exactly when to email, exactly what to write, the exact word-for-word scripts to write in your emails over a 90-day period that can convert a massive amount of those unbanked proposal sent, people that have inquired but haven't actually converted yet, into paying clients. So it's at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab it, use it, put it into practice. It is templates, you can cut and paste, get it done, and let me know how it goes because I know this thing works. I've used it for years and years myself. I've taught it to so many different clients, and I'm sure that you'll get a lot of value from using it. Okay, so what we're going to talk about are the things that you can and cannot control in a sales conversation. So often we are given this impression that we actually do have control over who buys and who doesn't. So perhaps we'll start with what you do not have control over, right? So you don't have control ultimately over who buys and who doesn't. Now, let me qualify that because some of you are thinking, well, hang on, isn't that the whole reason that we use a framework or a structure for? Well, it is, but here's the thing, right? So if you improve your process, right? So if you become better, you use a better framework, you change the language that you use, you change the energy and the mindset and the philosophy that you apply to the sales conversation, you will convert more of the inquiries that you get into paying clients. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the three key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to www.johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there, and then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. What you don't have control over is ultimately who buys and who doesn't. And so there's evidence of this in that if you talk to 10 people, and let's say you don't use a framework, you don't have a framework that you're using, but let's just say you talk to 10 people and you don't have a framework. What I know is that an average of about 2 to 3 people out of those 10 people are going to buy, right? But here's the thing, you don't know who aren't going to buy, and you don't know who are going to buy, right? So you don't know the 7 people who aren't going to buy, and you don't know the 3 people that are going to buy. You can't predict that. So what you can then do is you can use a better framework, you can use better language, you can use better tonality. There's all sorts of levers that you can pull to get yourself to a point where you're converting 4 or 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 out of every 10 people that you talk to. But again, you don't know who are the 7 that are going to buy, and you don't know who the 3 are that aren't going to buy. And so there's evidence of this in that I'm sure that you've had that situation where you've spoken to somebody and you're like, oh yeah, they're absolutely going to buy. They're going to, they're good to go. They're going to definitely buy from me. And then for whatever reason, they don't, right? And then there's also those people that you speak to and there's like absolutely no way in the world that they're going to come on board with us. And then for whatever reason, they end up buying from you, right? So you haven't got control over that. So from a mindset perspective, we need to let go of that, right? We need to let go of that. So what do we have control over? So we don't have control ultimately on who buys and who doesn't, but what we do have control over is our own behavior, and we also have control over the language that we use, right? And the activity. So an activity is writing an email. An activity is picking up the phone and making a telephone call, right? So we have control over that. What we don't have control over is who ultimately is going to buy and who ultimately is not going to buy. So I want you to consider that, right? So you have control over how many telephone calls you make. You have control over how many emails you write. You have control over how you respond to a particular question. You have control over the questions that you ask. You have control over the structure that you put around an actual sales conversation. You don't have control over ultimately who buys. So I hope that helps. And what this does is it empowers you. It gives you back the power to be able to say, okay, so I can control my emotions. I can control my behavior. I can control the questions that I ask, that I choose to ask, and I can control the order in which I ask those questions. And if I get that right, and if I focus on what I can control, then I know that over time, because if you do something often enough, a pattern will appear. Over time, a higher percentage of people are going to buy versus people that don't buy. But what I don't have control over is who buys and who doesn't. So I hope that helps. Let me know how you go, and if you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me, and I look forward to hearing from you. My email, and I actually personally respond to the emails that people send me, is john@john-blake.com.au. Again, thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake.
Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.